State President of the Bharatiya Janata Party Kerala, Shri Hariharan Nayak, retired High Court Judge of Kerala, Shri B.V. Rajesh, all well-wishers of the Constitution and the followers of the Constitution of India who have assembled here, and friends from media. In fact, Shri Gokumar, and because I could understand him, he spoke in English. He has made my work easy. He has explained many of the, in limited time, he has explained some of the important features. Friends, in recent days, especially consecutive defeat of the Congress party and being marginalized in the entire country, and if at all they are having some sort of life, it is because of the regional parties which they are having alliance. Otherwise, day by day, Congress party देश में अब प्रस्तुत हुआ है, it is becoming irrelevant. The Congress is becoming a liability also. Liability to the not only the people. People, तो it has become, एक तो हो ही गया है. It has become liability to the regional parties also. You must have seen what has happened in recently in their allies in Jammu Kashmir, their allies in Bihar, their allies in Uttar Pradesh, their allies in Jharkhand, and recently now going on in Delhi. I have come from Delhi. They had alliance. Mr. Kejriwal had alliance with the Congress party, and today they are fighting against each other, and daily Mr. Rahul Gandhi is releasing some or other videos. Why am I quoting in this Samvidhan Gaurav Abhiyan? When they are desperate, Congress party and some of the opponent parties, they are trying to mislead and misinform the people. That's why they are trying to bring the issues. BJP is going to change the constitution, BJP is going to abolish the constitution, BJP is doing this, BJP is doing that, BJP is trying to scrap the reservation. These are all the allegations, false narrative they are trying to make it. I am making this point very, very clear at the very beginning that BJP has always stood and it is going to stand for the reservation for the downtrodden people of this country. Its support is unwavering and it is 100% we are committed for. Having said that, they are trying to mislead. The factual position is altogether different. They are trying to take the name of the Dr. Ambedkar, who is the force behind the drafting and who is the main person, and he was the chairman of this drafting committee, and also he did job with such an excellence that we call him, and he is the really Nirmata of our Constitution. He is the founder of our Constitution. But what has really astonishing and surprising is how Congress is behaving. Congress party since beginning, from the days of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Congress deliberately, with malicious intention, Congress party deliberately, they insulted Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar repeatedly. This we should understand and also try to make this understand the common person, downtrodden, poor people. We should take it as a campaign. That's why Bharatiya Janata Party Samvidhan Gaurav Abhiyan in the entire country we have taken up this program. Factually, they insulted, Congress party insulted, Congress party humiliated, Congress party defeated Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in the election, and they try to spoil the constitution. They try to overturn the constitution, but they are trying to allegate against us. The factual things has to be brought before the people. That is why this Abhiyan. And in fact, other way around, Bharatiya Janata Party from the beginning and today, when we are having our own government for 2 times with full majority, and this time with the NDA majority, when we are having the government, and before to this also, from the beginning, Bharatiya Janata Party or our Vichar Parivar, we have always had a high regard and respect for Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. See, if you can look at the history, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in 1946, you all know, the interim government was formed under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I think many people do not know this. Pandit Nehru never wanted Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar to be in his cabinet. Only because of the insistence of Mahatma Gandhi, then he was forced to include Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in his cabinet. We all know Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a brilliant economist. He studied in many universities. He was a great economist also. But Congress party ignored his ability, his capacity, his knowledge, his education, everything they neglected. First of all, if I can quote the incident, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, after the completion of the framing of the constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he was the first person to resign from the cabinet of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. 2 people resigned. One Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, another was the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. 2 people were in the national government then, both resigned because Dr. Pandit Nehru was scared of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Because Babasaheb Ambedkar has his own originality. He was brilliant. He was efficient. So Pandit Nehru started feeling insecurity, inferiority complex. He started insulting him. Whatever success used to be given by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was never accepted by the Congress party, this Pandit Nehru. Then Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in 1950, after the completion of drafting of the Indian Constitution, then he told Dr. Babasaheb Pandit Nehru that I am an economic student. You give me something related to the planning and economy so that I can give a greater service to the people of country and also to the downtrodden. But Nehru rejected it. Nehru did not give him. Not only that, subsequently, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, when Hindu Code Bill was introduced, he was against it, and as far as resolution is concerned, he knew what is the thoughts of, what is the thinking and thought process of Pandit Nehru. Nehru in his letter to Chief Minister in 1961, I dislike any kind of reservation. This is the official letter. This is in the record of even today in the Prime Minister office. I dislike any kind of reservation, more particularly in the services. I am strongly against anything which leads to inefficiency and second-rate standards. This was this letter written. It is not a statement somewhere outside. It is written to the chief ministers of this country in 1961. Means what I am going to tell you is, from the beginning itself, Nehru had this mindset. That's why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar resigned from the Nehru's cabinet. Shama Prasad Mukherjee resigned. Then also Rajaji also resigned. What was the statement of Pandit Nehru had done? He said, there is no impact on the government, whether it's quality or majority. कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर इस्तीफा देने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, ये स्टेटमेंट है पंडित नेहरू जी का। मैं एक ही इसमें क्यों बोल रहा हूं इतने जोर से, बाद में इसी मेरा जो ये वाक्य है ये पकड़ के प्रहलाद जोशी ऐसे बोला, ऐसे कर देते हैं कांग्रेस के लोग, गुमराह कर देते हैं। So this was the statement of Pandit Nehru. Then in 1952 election, he contested from Mumbai. Then it was Bombay. You can just imagine. You can just imagine, in this Thiruvananthapuram constituency, if Modi comes for the campaign, if you imagine Mr. Rajesh is contesting, if Prime Minister Modi comes twice for his campaign, what people will think? As a Prime Minister, he went to Mumbai, then Prime Minister Nehru went to Mumbai only with intention to defeat Dr. Baba Ambedkar twice. And today these people who are ruling in Kerala state, left people, when they are now hobnobbing with the Congress party outside the Kerala. केरल में कुश्ती, बाकी राज्यों में दोस्ती. That is their intention. But themselves and Mr. Dange, they joined hand together. What was the statement of Mr. Dange then? Dange said, spoil your votes. If you don't want vote, don't vote. But don't vote for the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dange acted on the instruction of Pandit Nehru then. All put together, they defeated Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Babasaheb Ambedkar defeated. Then, after that, there was one by-election. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar contested in that. There also Nehru took so much interest, and he saw to it that he doesn't enter the parliament. Whereas in Kerala, some of the communist friends, Congress party did not contest, and Nehru said they should be in parliament. Why not same courtesy was shown to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar? Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, who framed the constitution, who drafted the constitution, who is the founder, father of the constitution, that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was not allowed to enter the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly. He was not allowed. And then he came. It was due to the sacrifice of the Jogendra Nath Mandal, who gave up his seat for the Jasor and Kona undivided Bengal, that Ambedkar eventually made it to the Constituent Assembly. Initially he was not allowed to come. He was not allowed to come to the Constituent Assembly. He was not made to, he was defeated twice in the parliament. And when he resigned, what Nehru said? Nothing is going to happen. Don't bother about Dr. Ambedkar, that was his tone in tenure. That was his tone. And subsequently, he was defeated. Who defeated him? The personal assistants of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the maid or the candidate of Congress party. And you know, in this country, Nehru got Bharat Ratna for himself. Who gives Bharat Ratna? Many of the people in even Kerala also recently they have got Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, correct now? Who will give them? Adhyakshi? Rashtrapati will award them, but who will decide? Government, cabinet. Government will decide. Prime Minister will decide. Who should be given Bharat Ratna? Nehru, when he was alive, he got Bharat Ratna himself. Today you imagine Mr. Surendra is president of the party. Naturally, party president is in party office. It is in his custody, party office will be in his custody. Tomorrow if Surendra decides, I am party president, I have served for more than 5 years, I will install my statue here in the party office. What will happen? You are all laughing now. This is what happened during the Nehru time. He took Bharat Ratna for himself. He took Bharat Ratna for himself. Then comes Indira Gandhi. She took Bharat Ratna for herself. But then subsequent Congress government awarded Bharat Ratna to Rajiv Gandhi also. Means he was not there during the freedom struggle, then he was not there during framing of the constitution when Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was taking so much of pain to draft it. At that time he was not there. But the person gave who such a beautiful constitution. Today is also, if you are all people like me, my father was just a railway clerk. And today, one day, I was not able to enter. When I was student in 6th or 7th, my father took me to the assembly of the Karnataka. We could not get past to enter the assembly. My father दूर से मुझे दिखाया यही है असेंबली, चले जाओ, क्या हम तो गरीब लोग हैं, हम कहाँ अंदर जा सकते हैं. But because of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar constitution, I became the Parliament Affairs Minister of this country. That Babasaheb Ambedkar was not awarded Bharat Ratna. Indira Gandhi took herself, Nehru took herself, Rajiv Gandhi got it. But no for Babasaheb Ambedkar. Then came VP Singh government. Vajpayee's BJP was supporting that government. We insisted that Babasaheb Ambedkar should be awarded immediately Bharat Ratna. Then Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was awarded with Bharat Ratna. Who insulted Babasaheb Ambedkar? And you know, Karjolkar, Padma Bhushan was given to Narayan Rao Kardolkar, who defeated Baba Saheb Ambedkar in 1952 in 1970. You honestly tell me, maybe around 200 people are here. Some of you may be advocates, some of you have political background. Do you know, anybody who knows the name of Kardolkar? Even Mr. Rajesh may not be knowing it. You know it? Recently you must have heard when this debate started. Correct, na? But he got Padma Bhushan. Baba Saheb Ambedkar did not got it. क्या बात करते हैं ऐसे लोग? हमको बोलते हैं ये बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर को लाइक नहीं करते हैं बीजेपी वाले, मोदी लाइक नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन करने वाला कौन है? इंसल्ट करने वाला कौन है? यही कांग्रेस पार्टी है। ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का सोच है। दिस इज द थॉट प्रोसेस ऑफ द कांग्रेस पार्टी। वी शुड नॉट फॉरगेट Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, who was there as the MP for 10 years and 5 years as the Prime Minister, is the longest speech in the Parliament record. Whatever we speak in the Parliament today, you will get it even after 100 years as it is, word to word. If something is expressed by speaker, that is different. Otherwise, word to word, letter to letter. You can listen those speeches later on also. But why I told this? The longest speech of Rajiv Gandhi was in the Parliament against the reservation. You got my point? रिजर्वेशन के खिलाफ राजीव गांधी जब भी बोला है 15, 20 मिनट, 30 मिनट, 40 मिनट, लाइक लेटर, but he spoke for 2 hours in Lok Sabha against the reservation. The narrative what I am trying to convey is the total Gandhi, this fake Nehru Gandhi family was against the reservation. They were against the reservation. Nehru said, I am against reservation. Rajiv Gandhi said, I am against reservation. And these people are talking about us. And many times we also feel, some people of our Vichar Parivar, we all put together. So we should do it aggressively. We should do it. We should do it because they have done crime. We should tell it to the people that these are the people who insulted Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Whenever they got opportunity, they insulted Baba Saheb Ambedkar. They humiliated Ambedkar. कांग्रेस पार्टी इतना पाप करके they are talking against us. So this is why we have started this abhiyan. When Amit Shah ji spoke in the Parliament about the misdeeds of the Congress party, not even one person was able to counter that. When Prime Minister Modi spoke in the Lok Sabha, nobody was able to counter it because these are all the statement of facts, historical facts. Friends, they are telling, now they are holding the photo of Dr. Ambedkar. Good. We are very happy at least now they have got sense of vigilance they have got now. But do you know, out of total 58 centrally sponsored schemes during the UPA government, means Sonia Gandhi Manmohan Singh government, out of 67, 58 were named after Nehru and Gandhi family, means Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. Next, Rahul Gandhi, Papu Gandhi, अगर वो आए तो more than 400 places, circles, ground, anything you take, named Dr. Nehru Gandhi family. Why not Subhash Chandra Bose? Why not Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar? But they claim that they are the legal heirs of these people, these Mahapurushas, means Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose. No name. Delhi and around more than 100 names of Gandhi, these fake Gandhi families. Indira Gandhi, Nehru, Rajiv Gandhi, यही है. 20 फीट में कुछ समय तक संजय गांधी आता था, बाद में राजीव गांधी आने के बाद वो बंद हो गए. This is the situation. Second thing, and they are talking about the constitution. BJP will change the constitution. Let us try to understand how can respect this Congress party and Pandit Nehru heard about the constitution and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. In 1950, we adopted the constitution. 1949, Constitutional Assembly accepted it. That was Modi started this as Samvidhan News. 1952, we had first election. After adopting the constitution, within not even 1 year, first amendment was 1951 before election. What was the nature of amendment? That was amendment number 1. What was the nature of amendment? To curtail the freedom of speech. Some of the newspapers then, they used to criticize the policies of the Pandit Nehru and Congress party. He could not wait even for 1 year. Even he could not wait for the general election to happen. He brought the amendment and curtailed the freedom of the press. This is the first amendment. And second, as rightly mentioned by Mr. Gopkumar, about the recent happenings, 24th Amendment in 1971, Keshavananda Bharati, that is Edinir Matha of Kasaragod, they questioned it. Then 13-member Supreme Court bench, they decided, out of 7 members, they said basic structure of the constitution cannot be changed. That cannot be amended. But Indira Gandhi disagreed. They brought an amendment. 25th Amendment, allowed the government to acquire the private property was the question before the court. But Indira Gandhi did not agree. She spoke against the Supreme Court judgment in the Parliament. Then 26th Amendment, 39th Amendment. What was the 39th Amendment? Mr. Rajnarayan went to the High Court, Allahabad High Court, saying that with the wrongdoings, malpractice, Indira Gandhi got elected. And that election was set, election of Srimati Indira Gandhi was set aside by High Court. She went to Supreme Court. She felt that Supreme Court, if decides against her, then she has to resign. What she said? She brought the amendment, 39th Amendment. How she brought? Everybody should try to understand our every worker. At least this much of history we should try to understand. Any election process. Today they are talking, what they are talking? About the EVM. When they lose, EVM is not good. When they lose, election commission is not good. When they won, no, it's correct. They won in Jharkhand, no problem with EVM. We won in Haryana, there is a problem in EVM. They won in Jharkhand, there is no problem. We won in Maharashtra, there is a problem. How this selective problem they can face, I don't understand. was clamped. All opposition leaders were inside, means jail. She brought 39th amendment where PM, Vice President and Speaker election cannot be questioned in the court of law. The same day it was passed in Lok Sabha, Constitution without any discussion. It went to Rajya Sabha. Next day, it was Saturday, it was passed in Rajya Sabha. Same day, because it was a major constituent amendment in the Constitution, the Congress ruled 50% of the states. They favored this 39 amendment, and the same Saturday, Rashtrapati Bhavan, which was non-working day, it was kept open, and it was, that law was brought into force. Why you know? The next day, Monday, there was a hearing in Supreme Court. These people are talking about the Constitution. These people are talking about the Dr. Ambedkar. The same Rahul Gandhi doesn't end for Indira Gandhi, it doesn't end for Rajiv Gandhi, it doesn't end for Nehru. What Mr. Rahul Gandhi? The Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister of the country. Prime Minister is Prime Minister. When Pakistan insulted Dr. Manmohan Singh, the Modi was the first person to condemn it. Because he is the Prime Minister. Inside you may have many differences. One ordinance was passed by the cabinet. Who was there in that cabinet? Dr. Manmohan Singh. Then who was there? Pranab Mukherjee. Who was there? Sharad Pawar. Chidambaram from neighboring state. A.K. Anthony from yours. These are all senior leaders. We may be having political differences. They were senior leaders. They were in cabinet. That cabinet ordinance was torn off. Hard ke fek diya. And that ordinance was withdrawn. Is it the Constitution they are respecting? कितना अहंकार है देखो इन लोगों के पास. एक फेक गांधी के. So they brought this amendment. As I said already, Keshavananda Bharati. And in 42nd amendment, it was almost 59 articles were changed or amended or introduced. And these amendments, they were not allowed to question before any court of law. If you do anything, if you spend more money, if you do anything, if you kill your opponent, then you come to the parliament. If you are prime minister, if you are a speaker, if you are a president, vice president, these elections cannot be challenged. This is the amendment they have brought, and they are talking against us. One article was introduced, 31D, during the 42nd amendment. This article empowered the government to label any individual without any inquiry as anti-national. Who was named as the anti-national? Mr. Surendra, you are the lawyer of the court. Jaiprakash Narayan was the most patriot. And ISKCON was named. This Brahmakumari. They were all. And these people are talking about the Constitution. Who insulted the Constitution? Who ignored the Constitution? Is it BJP? Then what they did? The Supreme Court, in Shabano case, they stood for the poor woman who was said just talak करके जिसको divorce होता था उनके डाल के उसको चेंज करने के लिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन चेंज किया, वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स. And I have many things to say, but you have also some limited patience regarding hearing, and I also have to go back to Delhi. Muslim Women Protection Right Act क्या था वो? इसको कॉम्पेंसेशन उनके पति से मिलना था, उसका अधिकार बंद कर दिया. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट ऑफ अ लैंडमार्क जजमेंट. And many such things were brought. What Dr. Samvidhan Ambedkar said about the Samvidhan Ambedkar, Dr. Samvidhan Ambedkar, in her book Life with Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, she writes how Nehru was keeping a sharp eye on the constituencies and how S.K. Patil, Mumbai chief of the Congress party, and S.A. Dange, the Communist Party, had agreed to collaborate to defeat Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. ये मेरा नहीं है, सरिता अम्बेडकर का है ये कोट. It emerged, right, Samvidhan Ambedkar, Nehru, S.K. Patil, Dange decided that they would do all that was required, use whatever the strength is suited for the occasion, but they are determined not to let Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar win. Which statement it is? Sarita Ambedkar statement. So what I request, friends, is, what was the slogan? That was in, at that time, Marathi. I am translating it in English. Spoil your votes, but don't vote for Babasaheb Ambedkar. This was the slogan of join together, Communist and the Congress party. Today they are fighting against each other in Kerala and those things there in Delhi. So many such things are there. Total out of 106 amendments. All amendments, whatever the Congress party has brought, it has not brought for the welfare of the people. It was brought to save their chair. It was brought to save their vote bank. But whereas how we brought the change in the constitution wherever it was required, we brought the amendment Article 370. Of course, it was not a constitutional amendment, but it was in the interest of the country. Well, because of Article 370, Dalits have got the reservation. You must be aware. The Dalits, SC, they never had a reservation in the Jammu and Kashmir. This was done. 10% reservation for the weaker section, irrespective of their caste. That we brought it. And another one is 33% reservation for the Mahila, that is a woman, that we brought. Citizenship Amendment Bill, that we brought. And also, I forgot one thing to say in between. The Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, when he was alive, when he was giving such a big, great service to the country, he was insulted. Because Nehru was feeling that he may become my competitor. Congress party was feeling that if Babasaheb Ambedkar becomes popular, he wins, then what is our existence was, that was their question. But after death, हमारे हिंदी संस्कृति में कहा जाता है, मरण के बाद वैर नहीं रहना चाहिए, मीन्स एनिमिटी नहीं रहना चाहिए. लेकिन जब बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर देहांत होता है, he was not allowed to cremate in Delhi. He was brought to Mumbai. And there somebody writes, their mayor writes, you should create a memorial for Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Nehru writes back, on record again, Nehru writes back, we will not, with the government fund, we will not create any memorial. But memorial constructed to Pandit Nehru, Memorial was constructed to Indira Gandhi, Memorial was constructed to many people, but all these things. Alipur Road, there was a demand where 26 Alipur Road, where Baba Saheb Ambedkar resided for many years. After Swargavasa of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, a request came for many people to convert it into their memorial. Congress party did not agree. Now it is done. It is done by Narendra Modi government. It is done by Narendra Modi government. All the 5 important places in the lifestyle, the life of the Baba Saheb Ambedkar was converted into Panchtirtha, where he born there, in this Alipur Road, where he studied in England, where he took Bauddha Dharma, there. All such places were developed by Bharatiya Janata Party led government by Shri Narendra Modi. We should never forget it. मित्रों, और हमने जो कुछ भी किया है उसके बारे में मैं बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जाता हूं, लेकिन हमने जो कुछ भी किया है, whatever we have done, that only I would like to just to give the example. What we did, Atal Bihari Vajpayee 79th Amendment, extend the reservation for SC/STs and nomination of Anglo-Indian Parliament members to continue that at that time. 80th Amendment by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, 10th Finance Commission, simplification of the tax. And this Modi government, we got an amendment for the GST. GST has benefited the people like anything. 45, 40, 51A amendment, insert article 21A, Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan. This was by Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And many other such amendments was, and recently we brought another constitution amendment for what? To safeguard our border with Bangladesh. So there were some issues regarding that. We wanted to bring some amendment. We have done this. But what for? Congress party has got the amendment. The entire there was no constitution as such during the emergency. This is the thing what we everybody should try to understand, and we should read the history. I only appeal to our well-wishers, workers who are sitting here. Go through all these things, because there is a limitation of time and there is a limitation of patience of hearing. इससे ज्यादा मैं बात नहीं करता हूं, लेकिन मैं आपको इतना कहता हूं, कांग्रेस कितना इस देश के डेमोक्रेसी के ऊपर, डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर जी के ऊपर कितना अन्याय और अपमान किया है, और कोई देश में होता तो कांग्रेस पार्टी एग्जिस्टेंस में नहीं रहता था. They would have lost their existence politically. कांग्रेस पार्टी को लोगों को सड़क पर जाने के लिए लोग पसंद नहीं करते थे. जो आदमी इस देश के लिए इतना किया, इतना डाउन ट्रोडन क्लासेस से आके, इतना अपमान सहते हुए, इतना बेहतरीन एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दिया, ऐसे महापुरुष को कांग्रेस पार्टी कितना अपमानित किया, ह्यूमिलेट किया. तो इसलिए मैं लोगों के बीच में हम सब लोगों को जाना चाहिए. सिर्फ ये इस बड़ा होटल में करके पूरा हमारा काम हो नहीं सकता. हर एक गली में जाना चाहिए. We should go to each corner, each street, where especially downtrodden people, SC/ST people are living. There we should go explain how Congress party has insulted Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, how they have ignored the constitution, how they amended the constitution, how during the emergency, how the atrocity was committed on the constitution other country. The things are changing. So that's why we want to take the confidence. सबके साथ, सबके विश्वास, सबके प्रयास. इसके साथ हमको चलना है. हमारा स्लोगन नहीं है. This is not our slogan. This is our commitment. That's why इस अभियान को हम गली गली तक लेके चलना है. यही निवेदन से के साथ आप सब लोगों को इतने शांति से मेरे बातों को सुना है. आपको बहुत